Lions, what are you guys up to? Happy birthday to those of you that didn't hear it the first time I said it. Since we're in that Leo season, the tail end of it, about to enter that Virgo season, I'm still feeling that resonating fire energy. I was kind of talking a bit about that with the Aries and Sagittarius. So let's see what your energy is like. See what's going on. Who you're dealing with. What's life? Yeah, let's see it. Alright. Vegans. Solitude, independence, and peace. That's what that card represents. I feel that in your recent past, that's kind of the energy we're sitting in. Your current energy is the Nephilim, right? Assessing new perspectives and kind of seeing a controversial kind of, seeing something that's very controversial. You might, your new perspectives are in this energy of like trying to understand something, right? And with the Great Short, this is telling me that you're timid, misunderstood, and shy, and that's probably why you're such a lone ranger with the solitude. Like, you're probably great at opening a conversation, and then it's like as soon as it starts, you're like, what do I do? You don't feel like anybody really gets you. Well, let's see. You could be dealing with an air sign, Aquarius, Gemini, Libra. I'm seeing more air energy than fire energy, which is funny, but I'm only seeing fire and air. Air feeds fire. King of Swords. This could be the energy that you're sitting in or that you have been, and it's like cutting off anything that doesn't serve your, anything that doesn't feel in alignment with you, right? And sometimes you cut things off just to keep the peace, right? With the Two of Swords. Two of Swords is like making that effort, like simply to keep the peace, even if you're not completely satisfied with that. Two of Wands tells me that you could be traveling or, making plans to kind of go elsewhere to experience something new. With the Knight of Swords in reverse, it's like avoiding conflict. Like you don't want conflict. So I see you in this energy of avoiding it, right? It's showing up right under the Two of Swords, telling me that, you're trying to keep the peace, trying to avoid conflict, and also you're trying to leave whatever situation this is behind. Yeah, Four of Pentacles, I see that your main focus has been on building yourself and your own personal resources. It's like, I mean, it goes right back to that Vegans card, that solitude, independence, and finding peace and just kind of not allowing other people in your energy. Or not, inviting people in your energy. Maybe having attraction only to things that are unattainable, right? Because when things are unattainable, then they're not at risk of taking away your peace. Um, Queen of Pentacles in reverse. Somebody is letting you go. Somebody is energetically releasing you. Yeah, the Magician in reverse. I feel that they've been very transparent and they're not trying to like manipulate the situation. They just kind of see where you're at and they don't want to interfere with what you're doing, right? It's kind of like somebody just kind of giving up. It reminds me of that song. I don't know why it's popping in my head. That say something, I'm giving up on you. You know that song. That's what I'm feeling when I look at this card. Like somebody like probably wanted something with you. They probably even made offers. They probably even have extended themselves in a certain way. And it was not reciprocated. And put your energy where it belongs. You can flip the script if you're in the other energy. I'm just seeing what I'm seeing. But it's like just letting go. Feeling like, all right, this is not being reciprocated. This is not happening, the way that I felt it would, right? Because there's a feeling attached to that. Where somebody felt here that, like, either you were their wish fulfillment or they were yours or whatever. But just, seeing you so at peace, and always trying to keep the peace by not integrating other energies into your energy field. They're just kind of like, let them have their peace. Because that's more important than trying to push their feelings onto you, It's the realest kind of way to love somebody, to let them go. And love them anyway, Got a Six of Swords. Somebody here, this divine feminine energy, is kind of leaving this behind, and just kind of feeling like very guarded with all these swords. The flamingos represent swords in this deck. And they're just feeling very guarded. Just kind of like taking what they can and leaving and just being like, I tried. It didn't work, Nine of Swords tells me that this was not an easy decision for this person. They really beat themselves up over it, but there's just this guarded energy of like, it hurts too much. It hurts too much to hold on to somebody who just doesn't reciprocate, right? And you're just kind of losing that patience, or they're losing that patience, Oh, the irony. Oh, the irony. That's what I should call this fucking video. Oh, the irony. Right? So somebody here was in the energy of trying to avoid this tower, right? They didn't want their life to come apart. They didn't want to emotionally fall apart. They didn't want, whatever. And by ignoring their feelings and by ignoring this offer for the sake of keeping the peace or whatever, it happens anyway, right? The death card shows up, Scorpio energy. And this is like putting an end to this. Like, straight up, just putting a fucking end to this. Like, no. Because somebody was trying to protect their feelings so much that, guess what? Chicken butt. It ended up hurting anyway. Because this masculine who showed up in the first energy, who I'm guessing is you, King of Swords, also has been negating the fact that they have these feelings. King of Cups. Right? And this love that they felt, even though they were not acting on it to keep the peace and trying to avoid conflict, they created a tower in their life anyway, trying to avoid a tower in their life. And it's like, despite all this, they didn't learn or grow, right? And from understanding that this is actually all their own doing. They actually invited this pain into their life, right? Seven of Swords, lying, cheating, stealing, right? And what I'm really seeing here in this Seven of Swords in particular is not being straight up about their feelings, right? To keep the peace, to hold on to their resources, because they thought that that was the safest bet. Three of Cups. Now that person is struggling to celebrate. This person is struggling to hang out with their friends. This person is starting to feel depressed. This person is starting to feel the tower. After trying to avoid the tower, that's the irony. They're in the resistance, right? They created so much resistance by trying to protect themselves so much that they put themselves in such a vulnerable situation where they got hurt anyway. They got hurt anyway. Oh, the irony. You can't get burned when you actually are fire. And I always tell Pisces, I'm like, fishes don't drown, right? Fire doesn't get burned in the same way that I'm telling them, you know? I'm telling you, fire doesn't get burned. You can play with fire because you are fire. And your resistance creates more pain, more suffering. But that's okay. Or their resistance. Flip the script if you must. I'm just seeing the energy like I'm seeing the energy. I'm seeing that the main energy here is this masculine energy. And this feminine energy is fed the fuck up. Okay, that's what I'm saying. Fed the fuck up. That might be the title. I don't know. Knight of Oysters, right? This is like somebody... Knight of Pentacles. This is what it is, okay? If you notice, this knight is all dressed up. He's got the offer, the abundance right there in his hand, right? He could go and change his stars right now and make some crazy shit happen. He could be activated through this, right? If you notice, though, the horse ain't moving. It's like holding on to this idea or holding on to this thing energetically, but then never acting on it, never moving towards it, never being forthright about that. Trying to keep the peace, right? Five of Swords. Feeling conflicted, trying to keep the peace. That's the irony here. Everything that they try to avoid comes right back onto them because they're trying to avoid it, right? They're not actually surrendering to their outcome. They're resisting. They're demanding that life happens on their fucking schedule, on their time, on their whatever, their agenda, and trying to keep the peace, you get war, right? I think that's actually a quote from like The Art of War or something, where he's like, If you want peace, prepare for war. Whatever you resist, inevitably you get. That's the fucking joke. The Divine Comedy. That's the fucking joke. Seven of Cups in reverse. Oh man. Let me play the world's smallest violin real quick. I'm sorry. As an Aquarius, I don't understand cowardice. And this masculine is a fucking coward. Alright, whether it's male, female, I feel like if you're the feminine in this situation, you could be male or female. You're a creator, you're whatever. This masculine is very, like, business-minded, very logical, probably very traditionalist, you know, in regards to the way things are meant to go, you know. Seven of Cups in reverse tells me you don't have many options, or they don't have many options. And it's because of this, right? It's because of this. Because energetically, they're holding on to something that they'll never act upon. And that's kind of fucked up. Because when you energetically hold on to somebody, they energetically feel it, right? Because humans work on electromagnetism. Ay, 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 ay. Nine of Cups in reverse, literally rejecting your wish fulfillment. Or they did. Somebody asked the universe for this thing. Somebody was like, God, please. And then it shows up, and they're like, but not that. Tower. That's what I'm seeing. And it was literally everything that they wanted, but it was on the other side of their piece, right? Because they would have to introduce a little chaos into their life, or they'd have to be at least open to a little chaos in their life in order to actually embark on this. And it's the fear that got the better of them. This is a lot of fucking cards, but I feel like I'm just gonna let Spirit say what Spirit's gotta say, okay? I feel like we gotta hear this. Sometimes it'd be like that. Because whether you're dealing with that energy, and you could be, and that could be why they're showing up in the main energy in the beginning, because you're so heavily, like, in that energy. You could be this feminine, just kind of like, fuck this energy of somebody just not coming through, not seeing the blessing that you are, not wanting, you know. And I see a decision has been made, you know? A decision has been made here. And you feel as though you've spoken your truth, right? With the Page of Wands. We've got two of Pentacles in reverse. A decision has been made. And somebody did speak their truth here, right? And Page of Wands is fire. So I do see that could be you. Or you may have said your piece. You may have, you know, whatever. Seven of Pentacles. Now we have 777. We have Seven of Swords, Seven of Cups, and Seven of Pentacles. And that's really about new opportunities and doors opening up for you. And I feel like, you know, if you are in this energy of releasing this energy, this cowardice energy, this energy that doesn't show up for you, I feel that you're going to receive blessings in regards to that, you know. Seven of Pentacles is looking at those blessings that are possibilities now, as a result of just moving forward and not resisting, you know. you can't be so afraid of things that you resist them, because then you'll introduce those very fears into your life as realities. Manifest it. Four of Cups, I see somebody rejecting an offer, right? Like we've already kind of talked about. I feel like this whole everything is kind of based around a rejection that occurred here. The Chariot in reverse is not wanting to move, not wanting to move forward with this this energy, right? Which gives me the notion that you very well could be the feminine in this situation, the one that walked away, right? Six of Wands tells me that the worst is over, right? And if this energy, this masculine, put you through hell or made you feel invalidated in any way, or whatever the case, just didn't come through for you, I feel like you will get retribution for that. Like I feel like the universe will deliver on something better, you know? This feels like it was a soul contract that you needed to let go of, right? It was one of those karmic things, and sometimes those karmic things are the most painful things, you know? Usually they are. The Star, I did tell you I felt that air energy, right? And now I'm seeing Aquarius show up, right? Somebody in the spotlight. Although I feel like this could be talking about you. Like now it's time to embrace the spotlight. Now it's time to have faith in your possibilities and look at what you really want in life and just fucking go for it, right? The Star is the light in the darkness. And no amount of darkness can extinguish the Star. No amount. That's what the Star represents, and that's why it is represented by the Aquarians, because no amount of darkness can stifle the Star. You know, it can't put it out. You don't put out a star. A star dies on its own time in its own way. And you know what happens when a star dies? More life. Because stars are harbingers of souls, right? And every time a star dies, we're made out of stardust, right? Where do you think that stardust comes from? When a star dies, we are able to live. We live because a star dies for us. And, you know, people will worship the fuck out of Jesus for dying for people, but nobody ever notices the fact that stars actually die for us, for entire soul tribes to actually come through. I believe, like, one star is like a whole soul batch, you know, and that's our soul tribe that we inevitably need to find throughout our life. Some of those connections can become quite toxic. This masculine seems like that. Like, it was something so magnetic that you were so drawn to, but it was not able to fulfill that. You know, maybe this in itself was the contract. This in itself could have been the lesson. And the lesson is non-attachment. King of Wands in reverse, right? King of Fire. If you are this feminine, which I'm going to read from the perspective that you are, put your energy where you belong. But the more I'm seeing it unfold, the more I'm seeing it. You know, it looks like you feel like somebody was just dishonest about their feelings, right? Because it's showing up right under the King of Cups, and it's like, you see that they love you. You see that they're doing the things. You see that they're filling up the cup and offering it. But they're just not being straight honest about it. It's like you're seeing the action. You see the intention there. You're seeing the potential, not the action. You're seeing the potential. You're seeing, you know, what could happen, the probability in that, and it's just not happening, and it makes you distrust them. Yeah, Four of Swords in reverse. I feel like somebody is not feeling at ease with this, right? And it could be this masculine, because they're showing up in such a cowardice energy. Like, they're just too fucking afraid to come through because they're trying to keep the peace, and unfortunately they're inviting war in their life because they're trying to keep the peace, and they don't understand what they're doing. Yeah, Five of Cups, it's like they're so focused on the cups that ran out, right? The shit that didn't work out. They're so focused on past hurts and all of this stuff that they're not seeing the cups that are full right behind them. You know, they're not seeing the possibility in that, right? Whereas you're looking at this possibility and they're looking at this possibility. You know, you're looking at the cups being full while they're looking at them being empty. And that's the unfortunate part. Six of Cups. This could be somebody who works with kids or has kids, or somebody that you see is very in touch with their inner child, or you yourself could be. I feel this importance there, though, to this card, you know, that, like, this individual may have baggage, and that could be something that's avoided, or you may seem to have baggage, you know, because you yourself have kids or whatever, or you have responsibilities, you know, and it's like they're trying to avoid having to carry that burden because they're in this solitude, you know, energy. Justice in reverse, Libra energy. See, more air energy. You could be dealing with a Libra. This is telling me that something just doesn't feel fair. Like, there was something about this situation, like, there was never even a chance. There's never even an opportunity or, like, a maybe. It was just like a fuck that no, you know? And what's fucked up is it looks like both of you seemingly have strong feelings for each other, but there's an aspect of this being unfair and it not working out for a reason. Right? Strength card. Leo energy. There you are. And this is going to require you to tap into your strength. To be strong in what happens. I see a unicorn and a Leo. Or a lion. A Leo lion. The unicorn is like the impossible. Right? It's the impossible. It's fathoming something that you didn't think was fathomable. Right? Or vice versa. Alright. Let's see. I would never think of a Leo as a coward, right? Leos are very forthright, very straight up about their feelings, about their everything. And that's another reason that I feel that this masculine may not be a Leo, right? It may not be you. I feel like that could be the energy that you're dealing with, because there's just this energy of you're in your strength, you're in the upright here. You're not showing up like a coward, you know? And I feel like this letting go of somebody that you're kind of seeing as such, right? Somebody who's afraid to take any leaps in that direction. Messages for a rabbit. Service to the animal world. I feel like hanging out with animals is always a blessing, for one. Also, I feel like you should spend time with animals. Go, you know, spend time, if you have like a dog or friends who have a dog and you're like, hey, could I walk your dog or something? You know, connect with nature, connect with animals, connect with something that keeps you grounded, you know, something that makes you feel a little fulfilled. Maybe get an animal, you know? Let's see. Also, you might feel a level of being able to communicate with animals. And, you know, the older I get, the more I see people on a regular basis communicating with animals in ways that animals really do understand and respond, you know? And I feel that that could be very valuable in your life, to be able to have an animal companion, you know? I love surrounding myself with animals. They teach you things. that humans can't teach you. You know, they teach you about your intuition, about your reflexes, about all that. Like, can I beat a cat to the counter before it knocks something over? You know, like they test your abilities a little bit. Damn, okay. All these just were like, bloop. Vishvamata. I said that word. Vishvamata. Although you may be in circumstances that you would prefer not to be in at this time, you are actually in a position of unrealized spiritual power. You will gain benefit from what is transpiring. When the relevant learning and personal growth have been acknowledged and integrated, these circumstances will give way to a more favorable situation. Coloratry. I have to say it with an accent, okay? You gotta say that one with an accent, because it's like, the word itself sounds so bad in an English accent. A process of profound and enduring transformation is leading you toward a powerful rebirth, free from even the most persistent patterns or pains in your past. Your soul is in deep healing. Recovery can be painful, but you will emerge renewed and released. You are blessed to experience a new life within this lifetime. Right? So be open to possibilities. Be open to the doors that close as much as the ones that open. Kali Kalmasa Nasini. It is time to free yourself from what has been. Learn from it, but not allow it to define you or direct the course of your life. Give up your stories about the past. You have outgrown them. Kali consumes mistakes, sins, and negativities. Let her free you now so you can be open to the gift of your life unfolding. You know, it's kind of that being able to forgive yourself for you know, whatever. I mean, that's part of it, you know, forgiving yourself along the journey, even if that is like investing so much into people who just don't show up for you, you know. I've had to forgive myself for similar things, and it's like, be in that, liberate yourself from it. Don't feel confined to that. You know, it's not a good energy to live in. Chinnamasta. In order to grow, the soul may need to separate itself from that which it once relied upon. Oppression will be overcome. Do not cling to what has been. Sometimes the best way to heal from the past is to cut it off completely, and then focus on inner regeneration and reorientation toward a more fulfilling future. You shall know true love and freedom. Literally, all of these cards are saying to drop the past, let the past go. You're focusing too much on past shit. Vajrakali. There's not always a need to try to grapple and conquer. Sometimes the need is simply to let go. Oh my god. Just saying. Just because another has created a certain reality for themselves and is attempting to draw you in, it does not mean that you must participate. You have the divinely granted gift of choosing where to invest your energy. Be kind to yourself. I feel that, dude. Don't let yourself be manipulated into other people's worlds, you know? That's another part. Along the way, allow yourself, you know, because I feel like this masculine kind of fucking manipulated you. It, like, held you on by this, like, maybe, without that forthright nature of being like, it just ain't gonna happen, you know? And it's like, you need somebody to be forthright with you in that way. And or to just not lead you on, not dangle you on a string, you know? And I feel like you've got to forgive that aspect too, of feeling led on and feeling like somebody was deliberately holding you up in life and not allowing you to emotionally push forward, because all they do is pull on your emotional strings. But yeah, dude, that's pretty much what I have for you. I hope this was helpful. Namaste, I love you guys, and I'll catch you on the next one.